Hey, Jason Ryan Sheffer here with a video lesson review from Tristan's most recent lesson. And what we have here on the left is a before swing. This was actually from June 1st. And on the right we have an after swing, which was from November 7th. So let's take a look at some key differences just in the setup at the start here. And you can see on the right swing that the ball's just inside of his left foot, which is right where we want it with a driver. And on the left, you can see how the ball is a little bit forward on the outside part of his left foot, which is a little bit too far in front of his stance. So we've, over the last few months, worked on improving that, and now he's getting a little bit better understanding as far as seeing it with his eyes where the ball actually is placed in the feet, and it's getting a whole lot better for him. All right, now let's actually take a look at the swing itself. So as he swings back here on the left, you're going to see how his head's going to move back a little bit, pretty far off the ball. So right now his head, if I draw a line there, is kind of back near his right foot. And if I draw another line here on the right as he swings back, you'll see that his head's staying a little bit more kind of in his center. Not quite as far back there, a little bit more in the middle of the body. So that's a lot better. He's staying more in his center as he's turning, so I like that more. Now as he's coming down on the left, you'll see how he's kind of getting jammed up, and you're going to see a big chicken wing as we kind of talked about it the last time I spoke with you. All right, you can see how there's a little bit of like a reverse L shape in his elbow. We don't want that. So we want to save those chicken wings for dinner, right? And we want to make sure that we're keeping those elbows closer together as we come through. So as he comes in towards impact, you can see here in the after swing how this elbow's not quite as bent. It's still got a little bit of room for improvement, but way better than it was. And as he comes in through impact, you can see right here that the arms are looking a lot different than they had in the past. So there we are there. Clear all this out so it's easier to see. And you can just see a big difference there. So he's been hitting the ball a lot farther lately because he's using his body more efficiently, which is fun for him. I think he's having a great time. So hope you enjoyed watching the video and seeing some of the changes that we've made over the last few months. Now in this next clip I've pulled up Sienna, as I figured you might like to see a little bit of what I'm working on with her as well. And we have a down the line view on the left and a face on view on the right. So I've got on the left here two lines that are parallel to each other. The bottom line is representing the swing plane and the top line is representing the shoulder plane. And let's take a look as we start this. You're going to see that the club goes a little underneath, kind of back behind the inside line. If you can't see the club, it's about probably like right in there. And then as she takes it to the top, you can see how this left arm doesn't quite get to match with that top yellow line. She's got that about right there, and I want it to where instead of there, it would be a little bit more kind of like right there. So we're trying to get her left arm in a little bit of a higher position so she can generate just a little bit more club head speed. The other thing that we're trying to do, if you kind of see here, her eyes are kind of pointing kind of more over in this direction, not really at the ball. You'll see that here in a second. She's actually looking back kind of towards the camera right now. And then as we come down, you can kind of see this little chicken wing effect. Not a bad shot, but she's kind of overusing her arms and not really using enough of her leg work, not using enough of her lower half. So that's from that perspective. Let's take a look on the right side now. And you'll see I got a couple lines drawn. We've got her trying to swing kind of within a barrel so that she would stay inside of these two lines on the backswing, which she does very nicely. From this perspective, you can see a little bit more clearly what I was referring to with her eyes. She's kind of looking more over there in that direction, and I'd like to have her eyes kind of looking more down in here, kind of towards the ball. Now as we come down in towards impact, we're trying to get back up against the yellow line, which she did nicely. And then we want to keep the hips turning, which they don't do as well as we want them to eventually. She's kind of using her arms a little bit more than her legs. And we can see that because at this point right here, there's a little bit of a chicken wing effect going on in that elbow. And then as we come through the strike, you can see how her waist here hasn't really gotten towards that front yellow line. What we want to see is for her hips to kind of be more stacked up against that line like that. So again, she's very young, so I don't expect her to be perfect. I'm just kind of showing you as far as where am I trying to take her swing to, what areas do we want to improve upon. But she's got a very athletic motion, and I think she really enjoys the game. So I'm having a great time teaching her. As long as she's having fun, then I'm having fun. So hope you enjoyed seeing both the kids and what I'm working on with them.